Hey girl! So if you're watching this video, that means that you have recorded your first YouTube video and you are ready to edit. And I just want to say before I even get into this video, congratulations! You have taken a really big step in your YouTube journey just from recording your first video. So pats on the shoulder for you, girl, okay? But today this video is going to be teaching you how to edit your first video. You are new to the game and you're like, girl, I got this video done, now what? What do I do now? I don't really know. So I'm gonna show you. So the very first thing you're gonna need is editing software right off the bat. Now you have the cheap version, and then you have the like, okay, I plan on doing this in the long run or for the long haul versions, okay? So if you're looking for some editing for free and you don't really want to pay to invest in your editing software just yet, you can always download the Inshot app. The Inshot app is available on Apple phones and on Androids. I personally have an Android, I'm just saying, but it's free. And you can edit your videos on there, download them to your phone, and then just upload them to YouTube or however you want to do it. And that's what I use for the longest for like TikToks, for my Reels, for my Instagram videos and things like that. It's super easy. I wouldn't suggest that only if you plan on adding a lot of different stuff in your video. But if it's kind of like straightforward where you're just talking and you might need to clip out the beginning and the end or something like that and clip out some ums here and there, then that is really going to be a good option for you, hands down. If you're looking for free editing software for your computer, for Apple, I want to say it is Imovie. Let me verify. Yes, it's Imovie for Apple users. And if you are a PC user, then you have a video editor actually already on your PC. And I think Imovie is already on Apple as well. I'm not sure, I don't have Apple products, but iMovie for Apple and then the video editor that's available on your PC, you can utilize both of those. These are for basic edits. Like if you just need to get rid of some ums, if you need to chop the beginning and the end and things like that, then these are gonna be ideal for you. But if you are looking to create some bomb videos with the banners at the bottom, with your social media popping up and all these other stuff, then you're going to want to invest in your video editing software. And the sooner you do it, the better, because you need to learn how to use it anyway. What I normally go to, this is what I personally use. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Is it Adobe Premiere Pro? Okay, it's Adobe Premiere Pro. I'll be having to make sure I come correct on these videos, but I use Adobe Premiere Pro, but I use the basics of the basics. So I don't know how to do all that high-tech stuff, but it gets the job done and it allows you to do a little bit more than what you will be able to do from your phone and from like the free editing software. Now for Apple users, they have a software called Final Cut Pro. I hear a lot of big YouTubers that swear by Final Cut Pro. So if you have an Apple, then apparently that's what they recommend. With Adobe Premiere Pro, you have to pay a monthly subscription. And then with Final Cut Pro, it's just a one-time payment. I don't know what the payment is right now, so I'm not even gonna say it, but it's like a one-time fee and then you have it, I guess, forever. With Adobe Premiere Pro though, you have to have a subscription. I don't have Apple, so Adobe Premiere Pro just makes more sense to me because I don't have Apple. But moving on to the next thing. Step 1, upload all of your video clips. So whether you record it on your phone, on your camera, whatever, now it's time to actually plug everything in to where you're going to be editing and upload all of your clips. So I'm going to open up my file, which this is my YouTube channel video file that I keep all of my stuff in, and then I'm going to upload my content from my phone because I record my videos from my phone. So let me go to this real quick. Then I'm going to go under this. And if you are uploading your videos from your phone, this is kind of a quick plug to show you how to get access to your videos from your phone based on what I just did. So you click on your phone, go to this DCIM, at least for mine, and then I click on camera, and it's going to pull up all of my stuff. Okay, so I'm going to get my folder ready. How to plan your, I can't spell, first YouTube video. So that's going to be the first one, and then this one is for how to edit your first YouTube video, which is this video right here. And I also always upload my thumbnail pictures as well. Like I took some pictures with my phone for my thumbnails, and I just upload them into the video file for now, just to give me the opportunity to move them later. So I have all of my videos uploaded, and now we're gonna actually pull up Adobe Premiere, and this is what it looks like if you haven't uploaded anything, if this is like, I guess if you're brand new to the platform. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna go to new projects. I'm gonna start you from the beginning at the very start. We're gonna do that, and then at the top you see it says name, and then it has untitled. So this is ideally where you want to actually name your video that you're going to be creating. So we're gonna edit how to start start a YouTube channel. That's gonna be the video that I'm going to do today. And then you want to make sure you look at the location as far as where it's going to be saved. So I'm going to actually move this. If you want to change the location, just go to browse. I'm going to name this Adobe Drafts. And the reason why I'm creating its own folder is because the draft, they look kind of funny for Adobe when you save the project. So we're going to save it in that. So hit OK. So this is the actual editing platform. And I'm going to kind of briefly explain everything for you real quick. So this right here where my mouse is hovering, this is actually where your video is going to be when you start editing. So when you start editing your video, this is going to be like the place where your clips show, and you can kind of cut and clip until you get your final videos. So on this side, as you can see, I have some lower thirds over here. So like if you wanted to add animations, you can purchase animations, but they do have options on here as well that I think is included with Adobe Premiere, but we're not going to be using these today for the sake of, you know, letting this be a beginner's friendly video. So we're going to actually minimize that. So this down here where it says drop media here to create sequence. So that is actually going to be where you drag your clips. So this is the part where you actually edit and clip out and add your music and all the other stuff. And it'll look different after we actually start like doing our stuff, but this is how it's gonna look. It already has a project open for you, how to start a YouTube channel. So you should see that right here at the top left corner. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click this, and you should be able to import. So you can import by right clicking, or I think you can double click it. Yeah, you can double click it and it will automatically take you to this part. I'm going to click on drafts, and you're basically going to go to where your videos are. Step 2, now that you've uploaded all of your clips and you have them in your platform that you're going to be editing in, you want to do your first cuts. So what I normally do is I cut out anything like the beginning part, I cut out the end part, just like depending on where you start recording at. Sometimes if you don't have a camera remote, so like what I have, then you actually have to hit record and then go and sit down or do whatever, you know, go wherever you plan on recording your video. For me, it's a little different, but I still like to edit out the very first because I do a countdown from 3 before I actually start my videos. And so I edit that part out, I edit the end out, and then I cut out any spaces, anything when I'm like looking this way at my scripts. Then I edit that part out if I pause for whatever reason, or say like just stuttering or whatever the things are that do not make my video the best. That's when I edit all that stuff out and I create a seamless video that technically I would post as is before I ever add anything else into it. I know that this is the first video clip for my actual video, so I'm gonna go ahead and drag this here. And you see there's 2 lines. There's a line at the top, and then there's a line at the bottom. And the top one, you can see that it has an eye toggle. So basically that's where your videos will be. And it gives you, I think, like 3 different sections. You have this line, and then there's a line above that you can put video. And this is ideally where you would be putting your titles, your animations, and things like that. But the first line will always be your main video clips. Also, if you're going to do B-roll, your B-roll will go on the second line as well, depending on how you edit your videos. And then the second line is your audio. So if you zoom in, if you want to zoom into your track ever, you go to this little line down here. This allows you to move it from left to right. And then if you touch this, it'll actually go closer together, or you can zoom all the way in like this, and you'll be able to like see little things that you want to cut out, which we'll do that later. But this is your audio, and if you zoom all the way in, you can see like the little audio tracks with the different audio sounds, or you know, the volume for your audio. So now that we have that in there, then we're going to go ahead and put the next video down. So when you want to do jump cuts, you're going to zoom in a little bit. So we're going to take this little line down here, and we're going to like actually zoom in, and we're going to go back to the beginning, which this right here, if you click this button right here, it will actually take you back to the beginning of your video. So that's what you want. And now, because we're about to do some clips, you're going to actually take this right here, the razor tool that's in the middle bar. Yours may be in a different location, but the bar is always going to have all of these different options. You're going to click the razor tool, and this is how you're going to splice or slice your different clips, okay? So the very first thing we're going to clip is the beginning. This part right here. And you see how I paused it? So I always pause right before I do my clips or my cuts, because I want it to be like right then, hey, how are you guys doing? I don't want any pauses. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that.
Hey guys.
We're going to listen to this.
You are thinking about, or you have made the decision to start your very first YouTube channel. If you are interested, go ahead and stay tuned. Let's hop right on in.
And then I'm going to pause it. And then this little extra space that I have right here, I'm going to cut that. Boom. So we just made our first set of cuts, right? Now we're going to move into the next part. The second clip is going to be of me actually coming to sit down to talk to you guys in my office. And so I'm going to cut right before I sit down so that I don't have to get all that pause in the video. So you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the next one. So I'm going to actually move this right here, this blue thing. And right before I sit down, I'm going to probably cut it about right there. I'm going to cut that, so I'll actually be sitting down,
okay. So small
and that's going to be the next part. I'm going to listen to this, and I'm going to do some cuts. You'll still be here, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that process since you already know how to do it. I'm going to pause for a second because this is about to show the very first part that you want to cut out. So you see how I just look to the side? So you want to cut this part out. So you ideally want to finish your statement.
So let's go into the very first thing.
And then you're going to pause it before you turn. So this is how you see the clean cuts, because you want to make sure that whenever you get ready to look at your script, you pause and then you look at your script. Because what I used to do is I used to actually turn as I was talking, and it used to be such a pain editing that out. So we're going to actually splice this part or slice this part, and then I'm going to drag this. I don't have to actually listen to this part. I just need to know right before I turn. So this part right here is the part I'm looking for. So I'm inhaling, about to speak, and right before I go up, I'm going to splice that part. And then
the very first thing that you need to do is,
and so that's the next part. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish editing this, and then I'll come back. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. So let's say you split something on accident that you don't intend to get rid of. You will go to edit up here, and then you just hit undo, and it undoes the previous one that you just did. Because I just edited, I just split that one on accident, and it wasn't time to split it yet. So that's another tip. Now we have done the cuts, the original cuts, eliminating eliminating pauses and things like that. And so as you see on mine, I have a bunch of just small cuts throughout my video clips. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete all of the clips. So what you want to do is you want to click on this, the selection tool at the top, so that you can go off of the razor. And then all you have to do is actually click on the ones that you want to delete and just hit delete, and then you'll see that they will start erasing. So we're going to do that really quick. Okay, so after you do all of that, your video should look something like this, with a whole bunch of spaces in it. And so what you want to do now is you're going to take each part and you're going to drag it back to the front, just like this. And then you'll be able to see all of your stuff is together, and then we can move on to the next step. Step 3 is when you go back in and you make pacing cuts. So with pacing cuts, you want to eliminate pauses. So the first cut, you were eliminating big pauses, like where you were looking at your script, or you messed up. You're eliminating those type of pauses. But now you're going to eliminate the pauses that break through each sentence or each word. So sometimes, and you probably won't see them in this because I'm going to delete it, but with pacing, it's going to keep the attention of your audience. You're not allowing them to get bored. The conversation is constant. It's not like you keep on pausing here and there. You'll notice it. You don't really have to do it if you don't want to, but pacing allows your video to get even shorter, and it allows your attention span of your audience to last longer as well, because you're eliminating those like unnecessary pausing spaces in your videos. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it is a whole new day, and it took a long time to do jump cuts. And it took a little bit longer than I anticipated, and it got really, really dark yesterday, and I was just like, this is gonna take way longer than I needed to. So I'm gonna end with this before we hop on to the next part is jump cuts. Let that part be optional. If you want your videos to get the best opportunity to grow and keep audience retention, then yes, it's a really great way to keep people's attention during your video. But if you're like a beginner with editing, I do not recommend jump cuts, because it did take me at least an hour and some change just to do the jump cuts. So if you're not ready for that, skip that step, but it is still a good step if you want to make sure you put out some heavy hitter videos that are really good quality, even right off the bat. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to add the music to our actual video. So I have found that some people have stopped adding music to their videos, and it's your preference at the end of the day. You definitely want an instrumental background song if you're going to use one. You don't want people singing in the background and doing all of that. You just need some music. That's it. But you don't have to have music. But if you do want music, here's some places that you can go to get some background music. The very first place that a lot of YouTubers use is Epidemic Sound. It's a monthly subscription, and it allows you to utilize the songs on your videos, and you won't get copyright strikes, obviously, as long as you're paying for the subscription. I have been using Premium Beats. Now, Premium Beats is a little different. They do have a monthly subscription now, but their music is a little different than how Epidemic Sound's music is. The quality of the music is still great, but I find that Premium Beats is a lot better for people that are doing podcasts, if you're creating commercials or something like that, because you do have to pay for each song. But they give you like 10 different varieties of that one song. So it gives you a short clip, like if you need a 10-second clip of that song, it gives you intro clips. So like I use for my podcast, I use a Premium Beat because it gives you like a 15-second intro, it gives you a 30-second intro, and it gives you a 60-second intro of that same song. And then it has the full version, and then it has stems and loops and all this other stuff. So it's really worth it if you really like a song and you want different varieties of that song. But for Epidemic Sound, if you are just looking for variety of different music and just want to pay a one-time subscription monthly, then that's going to be a better option for you as well. Now keep in mind, YouTube also has a YouTube music library where they provide free music for your YouTube videos as well. And so that is another option. If you ain't trying to pay no money, okay, for these songs, then you can start off with the YouTube music and then work your way up, okay? Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our project that's up here at the top. And this should show, if you're not already here, it should show all of your videos that you uploaded. And you're gonna double click that. And wherever you have saved your music, that's what you're gonna pull up now. Okay, so we're gonna go to my music file, gonna go to background. This is the stuff that I've paid for. And I actually paid for these on Premium Beats. So all I did was, the original file was like 2 minutes and some change. and I just went back in through Adobe Premiere previously and made it a 15-minute long audio sound or background sound, so that way when it ends, it just comes right back in, and then I could just clip it whenever the video is done. I just find it easier that way for me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drag this sound under this. So that's what we're gonna do. And when we drag the sound under there, you see that's under your second audio file. You wanna make sure you're dragging it under audio. The very first thing you're gonna notice is that your sound is gonna be very loud. So I'm gonna play this and you'll see what I'm talking about. So that is really, really loud. You don't want it to overpower your video clip. So what I do is you're gonna right click your file and you're gonna go to audio gain. When you click on audio gain, this is basically adjusting your audio. It's automatically gonna start at 0. And what I normally do is if you want it to be lower, you do negative and then the number. And if you want it to be higher, you just do the regular number without anything in front of it. So I find that I have to kind of play around with this. I'm gonna try -12, or a matter of fact, just for video purposes, I'm gonna do -10 and then we're gonna listen to it. And if it's still loud, then we'll take it down more and we'll adjust it until we get to the actual amount that we want. So let's do -10 and see how loud that is.
Hey guys.
So that's still really loud. So we're going to right click again and go to gain. And remember, you have to do negative again. So it's already -10. As you can see on the top, it says -10 dB. So then we're going to try -10 one more time and see how loud that is. So now it'll be a total of -20 as far as the volume. So let's start it over.
Hey guys.
So that's a lot better.
You have made the decision
But
to start your very first YouTube channel.
so that is a lot better, but I think for me, I want to lower it by 5 more points. So I'm going to do -5, so it'll be -25. And you just keep doing this until you get it to the right place. You want to hear different parts of your video to ensure that it doesn't get louder in certain parts of the song that wasn't loud at the beginning when you listen to it.
If you are interested, go ahead and stay tuned. Let's hop right on in. Okay, so
Yeah, so that's perfect. I absolutely love that. I don't see anything that needs to be changed about that. I would like to show you real quickly because I do realize that you may not have a sound that is 15 minutes. So I'm going to show you what you would need to do if you didn't have a sound that was this long, because it is going to be another adjustment that you're going to have to make. So this would be the original sound right here that I'm about to add. And I'm going to actually mute my current sound for the one that I've already added. And I'm going to do this one just to show you, if you have a song that's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that, then this is what you would do. So you would add this to your sound or to your audio bar, right? And then you're going to do the same thing like what I showed you, -25. And then at the end of this, you're going to add that again. But remember, each time you re-add it, you have to change the sound, because what will happen is this one will be at -25 and you're going to see what's going to happen.
So especially if you're just
That's the end of that song.
come across
It is going to be loud all over again. So make sure you adjust every single time you put this sound in to -25, because if you do not, it will not do it automatically for you.
If people come across your channel name,
And then you do that as many times as you need until it reaches the end of your video. So the longer your video, the more times you got to add that, which is why I have my 15-minute sound where I could just drag it onto my actual video and I don't have to worry about re-adding it over and over again, because I found that that got very tedious very fast. Now we're on to step 5, which is the final scan through. Please do the final look through. I know you've looked at your video over and over and over again during the editing process, but before you upload that video, girl, I'm telling you right now, make sure you do the final look through, because what can happen is you can think that you edited something out of your video, and because you've looked at it so many times and you're skipping through here, editing that and here, editing that, the final clip may accidentally have that thing that you edited out. And I actually have done this before where I was just tired of looking at my video, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put it out there. It is what it is. I think I did a good job. And I think it was out there for like 2 days before I ever watched it again. And for some reason I ended up watching it, and I had forgot to edit out me looking at my script, and I looked down for like a good little second. And I don't know how, but I left that in there somehow. And so that's why you want to do the final look through, because you just never know. So after you do that, now you're ready to export your file. You're ready to export your video so that you can get ready to upload it. You're gonna go to File, and you're gonna go to Export, and you're gonna go to Export Media. When you click on this, you're gonna see this right here. That's your video on this side over here. It has the output name. So you can change this name. So if you want this to be called How to Start a YouTube Channel, you basically just name it whatever you want to name it. And then I'm going to save it in this folder. And then you want to make sure your format is under H.264. I want to say that means high definition. I don't know the technicalities, but based on other YouTubers and videos that I've seen on Adobe Premiere, they always highly recommend you do H.264. So the rest of these, like AVI, MP3, like that's going to be an audio file. Like the rest of these you don't really need, and they're going to be lower quality videos, and this one is going to be the best one. So once you hit export, it's going to download to your computer. And then if you hit Q, that one is for like if you have more than one video that you want to download, but don't worry about Q because that's more of an advanced topic that I don't even want to talk about right now. But just hit export, and then you're going to see the amount of time that it's going to take for it to export. And you ready to upload, girl? You did it. You did it, girl. You have edited your very first video and you are ready to upload to YouTube. So if you know my channel by now, you know I have a video for you next. If you need help posting your first video, girl, I got you, okay? I created a whole video just for you about how you upload your first YouTube video. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.